Pregame.com.
Sunday preseason action. We've got the St. Louis Rams at the Indianapolis Colts. VR, this is what everybody's been waiting for.
My best bet?
Your best
football,
bet, exactly.
Football.
And your best bet. Andrew Luck makes his debut. Is he ready? I mean, what do you expect out of him? They've already said they're going to play him most of the first half. So, you know, they're committed. This is his team. They traded away Peyton Manning.
I'll be surprised if they go through with what they said as far as playing them through the entire first half. If they go down and have some scoring drive or two and kick a field goal or get in the end zone, I don't think you're going to see much more of that. If he has problems, I don't think you're going to see too much of him. So either way, I'd be surprised to see him go that long. I understand that Indianapolis only has 3 quarterbacks on the roster right now, so we'd have to get a big dose of Drew Stanton, and after him is Harnish from Northern Illinois, a rookie. So, you know, of course Luck's going to need some playing time, but I don't think as much as they're saying. With that said, I believe the wrong team's favored in this game, and here's why. The Rams last year in the preseason, they were 4-0. If you remember that first game of the season, the Eagles were so highly touted coming in. They got all those defensive additions. That was the team that's going to win the Super Bowl. Philly was only a 4-point favorite in that first game against the Rams. But what happened? Rams decimated by injuries. They lost 91 starts to injury last year. Finished 2-14. Much different 2-14 than the Colts 2-14. And don't forget, Sam Bradford was taken from a West Coast offense to all of a sudden he has to do that Josh McDaniels difficult offense with all kind of plays and not the personnel to carry it through. So here's a team that's more decent than their record reflects of last year, and I think you're getting a lot of value there. I would have loved to get that opener of 2.5, but I think getting them at any plus is the right side.
Well, obviously the wise guys stepped in and bet this game, you know, early. They grabbed the value on St. Louis, and this is a game that I'll be honest, I don't have a strong opinion either way on. If you look at situational handicapping for preseason, and a lot of it is,
sure,
you know, because you look at agendas, what do the coaches want to accomplish? You got a new head coach coming in, so he's also changing the defensive scheme. They're switching to a 3-4, so there's going to be a learning curve there. But with all of the, you know, the fan base, you know, everybody loves Andrew Luck. I mean, you don't say anything bad about him, but he's stepping in against filling the shoes of, you know, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. A lot of people were upset whenever they let Peyton Manning go. The new regime, you would think maybe they would want to come in and try to establish that, you know, get that winning attitude,
get some wins under his belt,
and play a little harder in preseason.
But they're facing Jeff Fisher, and he don't lay down.
Exactly, and that's where I was going to go. Is this is a guy that everywhere he's been, he's liked to win, whether it was preseason or not. And I agree with you. If you look at the two teams and look at the 2-4 teams,
I don't see where the Rams should be favored in this one in the preseason. You know, how much home field advantage are they going to have in a preseason game?
For sure. And, you know, Bradford's got to be a little pumped up too, because if it would have ended up at the end of the season, there was, you know, the Rams had a chance to get Andrew Luck, and that would have been very interesting with him on the roster.
Kellen Clement is going to come in and replace him. And then that kid Miles, Austin Miles from Southern Miss, I want to see how he plays. I'm interested to watch this game. Rams swept through the preseason last year. I think we're going to see a little more of that this year. This is a team I'm going to look to back through the preseason. I'm telling you, now that Bradford's got a good grip of the offense, now that they're healthy, and after a 2-14 record, which I know this team over the last, 5-7 years, they've won 15 games only total. So they want to establish a winning attitude too. It's not like we're talking about the Rams of the early 2000s, you know, or late 90s, you know, when they were the greatest show on turf.
Well, one thing to consider too, you could have some big plays offensively for the Rams, because with Indianapolis doing the change on the 3-4, there could be some, you know, coverage mistakes and breakdowns, and you get one big play, get a score. And in a game like this, I don't see a lot of scoring. So if you get a quick score, that could sew the game up for you. I'm on the fence. This is your best bet. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the points here with the Rams. I say get it now, because we already saw the sharp bettors take the Rams, and I could see more money coming in on the dog here. I know the Andrew Luck factor. He's got a big fan base, but I really don't think too many people are willing to step up and back this Colts team until they show it on the field. Talking about it and having it on paper are two different things.
All right, there you have it. That's going to wrap it up for this week. Vegas Runner says to take the St. Louis Rams plus the points. Grab it now while you can, because it'll probably be picked for sure by Sunday. And we'll be back next week here on pregame.tv. We'll be covering both baseball and football action once again next week. Thanks for watching, guys. He's Vegas Runner. I'm Marco D'Angelo. Talk to you next week.